So good afternoon, everybody. We'll start. If I could just ask you, could you put your videos on for me just so I can see who I'm talking to? And if you could just mute it for me, just because we've got just some information to get through and it can be a bit distracting. That's fantastic. So first of all, a very big welcome to Lee Forest. It's lovely to see some old faces and we've got some new faces too, which is fantastic. I would just like to introduce myself first. I'm Mrs. Gonzalez. I'm the early years lead here at Lee Forest, and I'm also going to be your child's teacher next year. So any problems, any concerns, please come and see me. I'm also joined here by Miss Freeman, and she supports me in class. She's my teaching assistant. So again, you'll see a lot of Miss Freeman as well. And again, any questions, please do speak to Miss Freeman. I don't work on a Friday, so on a Friday, it will be Mr. Taylor, who's our deputy head, who will be with Miss Freeman in class. So again, any problems, please do come and see him. So first of all, welcome. We are really looking forward to starting your child's learning journey here with us. Through the presentation, there are just a few things that we hope we'll answer questions for. So what it's like in reception at Lee Forest, what a typical day looks like and what your child might be getting up to, and things that they will need for their first day as well. So sorry, it's on a bit of a delay for waiting for the slideshow to catch up. So this is our team. This is our reception team. So although me and Miss Freeman will be in class with your child, they will also have see these other adults in the early years unit. So there's Mrs. Hickland, who is another class teacher, and she's supported by Miss Clark. And we also have Mrs. Hartwell as well, supported by Miss Peachy and Mrs. Byrne. And that's our early years team. Again, any problems, these ladies will be able to help. So school times, what the day will look like for your child when they start school. So we open our school gates at 8:45 till 9 o'clock. So you've got 15 minutes to get your child into school. We do ask that they are on time. After 9 o'clock, we start to do the register. We do our days of the week and we start phonics. And if your child is missing those beginning bits, it really does have an impact. As a phonics, we recap our old sounds, we learn our new sounds, we start to apply them. And if they're missing that every day, it does start to build up, and then we have to play catch up with them. So I cannot stress enough how important it is to be on time. After phonics, they'll then have some adult input. They have their continuous provision where they'll be able to carry on with their learning. We then stop for lunch, and lunch is at 11:55 till 12:55. I'll talk about lunchtime a bit later on, because for some of you, it may be the first time that your child's staying for lunch. It can be quite an anxious time. So I'll talk about that a bit later on. They'll then come back in the afternoon, and again, they'll have a teaching session after dinner, and then it will go back into their continuous provision, where there will be activities that are planned around your child's interests, about our learning, and also things that we've noticed that, oh, we need to be planning this because they haven't quite got that. So let's go over and recap those. Then we have story time at the end of the day, and then it's time to go home, and we open our gates at 3 o'clock. At the beginning of term, it may be a little bit earlier, just so we can have a smooth transition when releasing for home time. But the gates open at 3, and again, it's nice if you're on time so the children haven't got to wait or go somewhere else. So what will my child need for when they start reception? They will need a uniform. I'll talk more about what uniform you'll actually need, but they will need a school uniform. And this sounds an odd one, but they will need an outdoor coat with a hood every day, even on days like this, because you know what the weather's like. It can be glorious and then it can be snowing. So the children have access throughout the day to outside. So we do ask that they do bring a coat in with them. We ask for spare clothes to be brought in. This doesn't have to be school uniform. It's just in case they have an accident, even if your child's toilet trained, it can happen. So please make sure they've got spare clothes so we can change them. Otherwise, it means we have to phone you to bring in spare clothes. So it's just easier to have some on the peg. Also, we have water play and we have paints. If they get a bit uncomfortable, if they've got wet when they're outside, it's nice to get them changed. They'll also have a book bag that we ask for that, but you be given the book bag free from school when they start. And we ask for the book bag to be brought into school every day, because inside it, they will have their reading diary, their reading book, and their book for pleasure. So we read with your child at least once a week. Sometimes it may be twice. Those books, they choose a book that they would like to read at home. They won't be able to read these books, but this is to share with you. And we ask for those books to be brought back in every day, and that you've signed their reading diary to say that you've read with them. It can be in the morning, it can be in the evening, and it's only for 5 minutes. And we have a real emphasis on reading, because once children have learnt to read, they then can become writers. It unlocks the other areas of learning. So there really is a big emphasis on children reading earlier and reading at home and enjoying having stories at bedtime. And they'll also have the password. So when you filled in the admissions pack, you completed a password. Do not worry if you've forgotten or you can't remember. We can talk about these when we have some meetings. I'll talk to you a bit later on about. But that you have your password, you know what it is. And if anybody else is picking your child up from school, that they also know the password, especially at the beginning. It can be really embarrassing when you're saying, oh, sorry, who are you? It's like, I'm Dad. We haven't seen them before. We may forget who people look like. So please don't be annoyed if we do ask for passwords. It's because we just want to release, and I'm sure you do too, as safely and as smoothly as we can. So please make sure anyone picking your child up has the password. And just at the bottom, I cannot emphasize this enough. Please put your child's name in everything. We have over 120 children in early years with 120 red jumpers. Please put their names in them, because trying to track down a cardigan with no name is impossible. And then it's hard if someone takes one and it has no name. It's hard then to say whose it is. So I cannot emphasize enough. Please, please, please put their name in everything, even their shoes, believe it or not. Please make sure they have their name in every item of clothing. So as I said, there will be a snack time mid-morning, and your child will have a choice of of water or milk. You will not need to provide a water bottle for them. They have their own water bottles at school. It's red. It has their name on the bottle. It has their name on the top. They're sterilised every night with fresh water that your child can have throughout the day, or they can have them at fruit and milk time if they choose. And they're also given a fresh piece of fruit. And again, there's about 3 choices of what fruit they would like to have. So you do not need to provide any fruit or water bottles for them when they start school. As I said, this is our dinner time. So again, it might be a bit of an anxious time for you. So when your child starts school, we make sure we leave enough time so that the adults and the teachers are able to take them into the dinner hall. We get them settled. We go through the choices of what they would like. We sit them down. It'd be really great if they're able to use a knife and fork and be able to cut their food up. But don't worry if they can't. We're there to support. But over the 6 weeks holiday, if you can practice cutting and using the knife and fork, I'm sure most of them can. For dinner time, then the dinner ladies come in, and it's the same dinner ladies for the classes throughout the year. So the dinner ladies will let the staff know if they've not eaten, if they haven't enjoyed something, so we can let you know then. This is a sample of the menu that's available. We have a 3-weekly rota of dinners. And as you see, there are different options. So we have a meat option, there's a vegetarian option, and then we have something called a packed lunch option. They're great for days like this when it's a bit hot and you don't want to cook dinner. They might want a baguette or a sandwich or a jacket potato. So these are available on Class Dojo. So you can talk to your child before the week ahead of what's available for their school dinners. We do ask, all reception are entitled to a free dinner, but if you decide that you want your child to have a packed lunch, that's absolutely fine. But we do ask that they don't swap and change throughout the term. If they have a dinner and you want them to have sandwiches, we ask that that's done the beginning of every half term, because dinners are ordered. So if you do want to swap, just let the office know at the beginning of every half term. Have I missed anything?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
I shall carry on. So this is the school uniform. School uniform with the embroidery can be ordered from Tesco's. If you go on the Tesco's uniform site, you can search for Lee Forest, and they do have the school uniform. I also believe, is it Menstory?
Yes.
Also provide a uniform as well. It's a red sweatshirt or cardigan with the school logo, or it can be plain. It doesn't have to have the logo. It is a white polo shirt. Again, you can have the logo, but you don't have to. For girls, a red and white check summer dress in the summer to keep them nice and cool. And grey trousers or shorts for the boys, or grey trousers, skirts or pinafores. But we do ask for them to be grey. Bear in mind when buying trousers, buttons and clips can be really difficult, can't they? So if your child has difficulties with those kind of movements, Asda do pull elasticated waist, pull up and down ones. As in reception, we're all about developing independence, and they're able to go to the toilet without us having to undo buttons and things. That's fantastic. So just bear in mind that maybe pull-up ones may be better with elasticated waist. We also say grey, black or white socks and grey, black or red tights, plain red or white headscarves and black score shoes. And we do ask for Velcro for shoes unless your child can do their laces up on their own. I've spent many days bent over trying to do shoelaces up. So please just bear in mind, if they can't do them, Velcro is a better option. And also for girls, buckles sometimes are really difficult for girls to undo. I know there are lots of different options in the shop. So just be mindful when you're buying shoes, can they do them independently? And is it going to be a hassle if it comes undone? Will they be able to do it up on their own? Again, with the uniform, make sure everything has their names in it. You'll be sick of me saying this. PE uniform. So the children will do PE once a week, and it's for a full morning or a full afternoon. They will be given a team colour for their T-shirts. If you have a sibling, a brother or sister in school already, your child's team will be the same. If you haven't got a sibling in, we will let you know what colour team they will be in September. So do not worry about buying the colour now. Just get them a T-shirt that they can wear for PE. Then in September, we'll let you know if they're red, yellow, green or blue team. They have to have black shorts and black PE pumps as well for PE. And again, naming everything. And then next year, your children will be doing forest school once every 3 weeks. So please just bear in mind that they will need to have some old clothes that you're not precious about getting muddy or dirty, because they do. That you can have in school so they can get changed for forest school. So settling in, it's a little bit different this year, again, because of COVID, as it was from last year. Because normally we'd have you in for sessions with them to get them settled, but at the moment we just can't. So what we've organised is Saturday. I do know this is short notice. It's because I didn't want to announce it before speaking to you on Zoom, and that we are going to have a little picnic on Saturday. So you and your child can come in. You can bring a sandwich or some crisps. We'll provide some refreshments for you, some drinks, some fruit. But please feel free to bring a sandwich, and it will be a time to come into school between 12 and 2. For only 10 or 15 minutes, it doesn't need to be long, but you can come and meet the staff. You'll be able to come and have a look around the classroom. And we do ask that you bring a face mask with you if you do want to go inside and have a look, just to keep everybody safe, if possible. But it is just a time. Sorry, the bell's going. Just wait for that to finish. It's just a time for you on Saturday between 12 and 2 just to come in and have a look around before they start. And then in September, on the 6th, 7th or 8th, you'll be having a parents meeting. So fingers crossed, you'll be able to come in school and we'll have a one-to-one meeting with you. And it's just about anything that you thought of after this meeting, after Saturday, that you have any questions. We might have more information to give you. If we're not able to do it face-to-face, it will be a phone call, but you will have a text message letting you know the day and the time and whether you'll be in school or it will be on the phone. And then on the 9th of September, so Thursday the 9th of September, this is a big date for everybody in their diaries, or your children will be starting school full time. Okay, so it will be 8:45 till 3 o'clock. On the 9th of September, they will all be starting school. Okay, so pop that in your diary. Class Dojo, I'm going to hand this over to Miss Freeman for a little bit.
Okay, so here at Lee Forest, we use an app called Class Dojo. This is our main way of communicating with you all about your child. We will post daily photos, share letters that have been sent out, and also, especially right at the beginning of the year, if your child's come in a little bit upset, we can send you a picture and a message just letting you know that they have settled, to put your mind at ease more than anything. And if you do have any problems, you can also send us a message through Class Dojo, and we can give your child points and things for any great work they've done, any help tidying up, kind things they've been doing at school. And Mr. Croxon will send out the links to you for this to join to the Class Dojo app, which you can download onto your phone.
We also use it for setting homework as well. So on a Thursday and a Friday, you'll be set 2 different pieces of homework. So Thursdays, it will be phonics or maths that we've been doing in class with videos for you. And then on the Friday, it will be what we call the character curriculum. So these are activities that you can do at home as a family, that you can just take a photo and send to us. So things such as making a den or taking a picture of a photo of a flower. Really nice activities that don't take ages, because we do appreciate when they're at home, it's actually quite precious out of school. So they are nice activities for you to do as a family. So this is why it's so important, as Miss Freeman said, to have Class Dojo, because we will be setting work on Class Dojo with you. And lastly, any questions? If you have any questions, please do pop it in the messages. If you haven't done so already, please put your child's name, or somebody's beat me to it. Please write your child's name in the chat so we just know who's here. Any questions, please let me know. This is recorded and will be on the school website. So you can see this at any time if you're not too sure. But please, hopefully we'll see you on Saturday. But as I say, just pop in for 10 minutes, come and have a look round, come and meet us, come and see the environment. If you want to bring a sandwich, you're more than welcome to. If you just want to pop in, absolutely up to you. But it'd be lovely to see you.